Alright. Fuck yeah. Oh, she does a burnout. Holy it looks like a house fire. Alright, so we picked up a new rig. This one's mainly for parts. As you can tell, it's rotted to shit. Figured everyone needs a parts Jeep when you own XJs. So picked this thing up for 300 bucks. It runs and drives, but we'll probably use it for parts. But it does a burnout. We're out here, of course, with the 2JZ XJ. Got her warming up on this beautiful fall day. It's probably the last day it's going to be nice like this. But yeah, a few things have changed in the driveway of shit boxes. Got a new XJ right here. Well, new to me. As you can see, she needs a lot of work. This Jeep right here was originally bought for parts. I changed my mind on that. It's pretty rough, I'm not gonna lie. The rockers need to be replaced. That quarter panel needs to get replaced. So this side's even worse. The rot extends way past anything you can do a cut and fold or a temporary patch. So this whole panel needs to get cut out. Luckily they do sell one, so I'm probably gonna end up buying a new panel, welding it on, and doing the rockers and everything. But the good thing about this Jeep is that the unibody is actually pretty solid. Areas under the trunk that are notorious to rot, like my green Jeep over there, this one is clean. So I changed my mind. It's not going to be a parts Jeep anymore. It's got some type of add-a-leaf lift on it. I think it's rough country, 3-inch lift, 3.5-inch lift, whatever it is. But she's not the prettiest, but I promise you guys, this Jeep is going to look really good once it's done, and it'll add to the collection. So the green Jeep over here, I went and did front coils. I got new coils and new shocks. This Jeep right here is losing oil pressure at hot, at idle, which means the main camshaft bearing seals are probably bad. I've hooked up a mechanical gauge to it, and I've tested the oil pressure when it's hot at idle, and it does actually have 0 oil pressure hot at idle. Can't drive the green Jeep, although it looks pretty sweet. Something I don't like about it though, as I'm sure you can tell on video, it's got a pretty radical front lean to it. I originally did the leaf springs about 6 months ago, and then I did the coils up front. So I actually did buy these coils used. I sandblasted them, got them painted, and they look great, but unfortunately when you buy used coils, they're already settled. So I think that's what's happening. What I'm gonna do is buy adjustable coilover spacers, which go right between the coil and the insulator, and you can adjust it and you can level out your Jeep. So stay tuned. I'm not gonna do that today in this video, but eventually, once I get the oil pressure situation figured out, that's gonna be next. But today we're driving the 2J. A lot of things have happened to this thing over the course of a year. Got a brand new fuel system, you guys know about that, which allows me to finally tune this thing. Now that I have the ability to get into the computer and tune the thing, the only weakness now is the transmission. So we're gonna turn it up a bit. Part of today's video, I'm gonna go drive it around and do some street logs so I can send the files to my tuner, and he can see if everything looks good, make some adjustments, and we can turn the boost up. But I'm finally able to hit 10 PSI and stay on the throttle. I don't know if you guys remember, but this Jeep has had a hard time staying in throttle. I've had lots of boost cut issues. Tuning was a big issue, but it ended up just not having enough fuel. Everything's good now. We're gonna take her out, enjoy this weather while it lasts, because it's not gonna last for long, and pretty soon she'll be in the carport. Hopefully this one doesn't blow away. I had one last year that blew away, but we're cementing this one into the ground, so it shouldn't blow away. I was on my way down driving here, and I noticed something weird going on with the 2JZ. It was hesitating. I'll show you a little bit what's going on here. If you watch the RPMs, it's hard to tell on video, but what's happening is if I hold it at a constant RPM or try to get in the throttle a little bit, it basically starts to surge. Wow. I plugged it into Tuner Studio. Luckily I had my laptop with me, and I was coming up with a VVT1 error. So Google that. Looks like I got a variable valve timing solenoid that's either during Alright guys, luckily I made it home. It was surging pretty bad coming up the mountain here, but we made it home, limped it home, and I think I have a pretty good idea on what's going on. Again, thanks to Tuner Studio, I was able to plug in and see that I was throwing a VVT1 error code, and it was consistent with the surge that was happening. I don't know if you can tell on video, but if I kept it at like 3,000 RPMs and just kept my foot steady on the throttle, it would slowly just start surging down and up, down and up. So that VVT1 error code, from the research that I've done, means that it's the VVTi solenoid, which on the 2JZ is right here. So it looks like fairly simple. I just got to pop this cover off and change the solenoid. Unfortunately, parts store didn't have them, so I had to order it, and probably won't be in until tomorrow. But either way, I think I know what's going on with it at least, and we can go from here.
The next day.
All right guys, it's the next morning, and I actually pulled that solenoid out. I found a little bit of RTV or some gasket maker inside there. I don't know if that was causing the issue, but I've been driving this for, I'd say, about 10-15 minutes now. It seems to be fine. I don't want to say it's fixed yet, because it could be something where it gets warm, it'll start messing up, but right now it's driving pretty good. So this is the old solenoid. Again, this is the VVTi solenoid. Right between these little slots, I'll pull up a picture right here. There was some RTV or gasket maker stuck between those little holes. It was just a little piece, but probably enough to throw it off and throw a code. So I did replace this, although I'm going to keep this for a spare because it may not be bad. Could have been just that little bit of RTV throwing it off and giving me that hesitation and surging RPMs. So the new solenoid is in. It seems to be working fine, but I don't like to count my chickens before they hatch. I'm going to drive this thing into work today, kind of test it out, make sure it is all good, because it might be one of those weird things where as it warms up, it'll act up. Fingers crossed that was the issue. Yeah, I guess we're good to go. We'll find out. Only time will tell. I did replace the shocks in the 2J as well. So as you can see here, these were absolutely cooked. These things were blown out. The bushings, well, there was like nothing left. So I did put some Rubicon Express shocks in those. I had them laying around. I bought them off Marketplace for like 20 bucks. Probably going to end up doing some Fox shocks or something. Something better quality, although it does improve the ride quality very much. So that alone is a good upgrade. If you guys are new here, the 2JZ XJ has its factory AW4 Jeep transmission. So I really don't want to blow that thing up because I just rebuilt it last summer. But it's all for content, right? At the expense of my wallet. But anyway, we're going to turn it up a little bit and have some fun with it and see what the true potential of this Jeep actually can do. That's the goal all along, is to just push this thing to the limit. All right, I know this video is all over the place, and you can tell right now that there's snow on the ground and it's winter, which sucks, which is why I'm out here jump starting my dead battery on the 2J. I don't know why this thing always dies on me. It doesn't sit that long. It's only been sitting about 2 weeks, but it's dead. It won't start. I'm gonna try to jump it, let it charge up for a bit, and just let it run and charge. So I talked about this Jeep here, the green one, how it needs an engine. I just went 2 days ago and I picked up an engine for the Jeep, just a 4.0, nothing crazy. I know a lot of you guys wanted to see like a Cummins swap or an LS swap. The funds just aren't there. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not rich, not made of money. All my money goes into this shit box and this one too. So I just got a Marketplace 4.0 engine that was rebuilt. I only paid 400 bucks for it. You know, it is what it is. At least I'll be able to drive this thing again instead of it just sitting here rotting away. This Jeep, yeah, let's not talk about that. I got a lot on my plate. So yeah, sorry for this kind of boring video, I guess. It's just not really much is going on. I do have my carport up back there. It's doing all right. The second week it was up, door ripped apart anyway. It seems like carports up here just they don't last. And I know a lot of you guys are gonna say, oh, I had a carport, no problem, but I don't don't know if you can tell here, but my yard is pretty big, and all that wind up there just comes up this way and just hits that carport and just blows it all around, and it actually busted one of the zippers open. So the goal is just to put the 2JZ XJ in the carport. My camper is in there too, so it's kind of a tight squeeze, but we're gonna make it work. That's my plan today. Well, it was until my battery died. So yeah, just figured I'd keep you guys updated. Again, sorry for the boring video, not really much going on. I'm just trying to stay, I guess, as relevant as I can. But yeah, I absolutely hate winter, and this is why, because my YouTube channel every year just does the same thing. I stop making videos and the channel dies out because there's nothing to do up here. I don't have a garage. I can't work on my Jeeps as much as I want to. I would do the swap myself if I had a garage. You know, I'm not afraid to start working on stuff and learn a thing or two. The problem is, you know, from now until April, it's like 20 degrees up here, wind chill, making it almost impossible to work on anything in the driveway. That's where I got the carport, but that's just not big enough, and I don't even know if it's gonna last. So that's the reason why there's no videos, and I've been slacking lately because it just happens every year. The weather, New England, living up here in the Berkshires really sucks. Not being able to afford a garage really sucks, but you guys don't want to hear me complain about what I don't have. So we're gonna try to do the best of what we do have, and yeah, start from there. This thing, the more I look at it, the more I just want to sell it or part it out, but I truly do want to save it. What sucks about this is the previous owner gutted the front axle. So this Dana 30 is just a shell. It only has a pinion in there. And as you can tell here, the thing doesn't even have axle shafts or really anything. So what's weird is how he put this bolt with a washer there, because obviously there's no axle shaft going through there, and yeah, it's just a mess. But anyway, I was thinking about just getting a junkyard Dana 30 and just dropping this one. You know, the steering is all shot anyway, so I might as well just take all that down and redo it. But again, that's just me talking. I have a lot of goals that I don't ever really fulfill because, again, I don't have the space to do it. I'm not climbing under this thing in 20-degree weather and pulling an axle. Fuck that. So yeah, just stay posted. Just know that I want to put more videos out, but I can't yet. So let's see if this thing charged up enough to start at least. Fingers crossed, because if this doesn't start, I'm just gonna leave it here till spring. Nope. No, she's dead. So, oh great, I love it. So what we're gonna do is probably pull the battery out, throw it on a trickle charger. Winter sucks. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.